ANC Johannesburg Caucus Chief Whip Eunice Mgcina joins us now for her perspective on this matter. So ultimately, the DA and other organizations have now laid charges against members of your organization and the EFF. They believe that you were primarily behind why things ended in the chaotic state that they did. What do you have to say for yourselves and your members?
Look, Kathy, as much as we understand that the DA might have pressed charges against the African National Congress and the EFF, we really don't understand why. Because we strongly believe that the Speaker of Council, Councillor Dagama, would have acted in a way that actually satisfies all councillors in that chamber, and not really focus on what the DA is saying, because he is the Speaker of Council, who is responsible, of course, for the entire council, all the political parties that are there. So he is actually expected to act on behalf of all of us and not for a political party, because he would have listened to our request. It's a request that we made, and it's a request that is allowed. So as to why didn't he really accept our request and rejected our request, we are actually shocked. Hence, we would have seen councillors reacting the way they reacted, because we believe that the Speaker of Council really acted against what he is supposed to be acting. On behalf of everyone.
So there are two things. There's the reaction by the councillors to that decision by the Speaker, and then of course there's why the Speaker decided in the way that he did. My understanding is that it is entirely his prerogative, it's his discretion to decide whether or not he will grant a request for a voting, especially of that nature, to take place in secret. Why do you seem aggrieved by the fact that he did exactly what it seems he's entitled to do within the legislation?
It can't be entirely his discretion to actually take decisions. We are a council. Council takes decisions. It's not an individual that takes decisions. It's the entire council that takes decisions. And we are part of that council, and we expected that our Speaker will act and really accommodate all of us, and not accommodate particular parties and really reject what we were asking for.
Of course, part of the difficult,
It's not for the first time, Kathy. It's not for the first time. We voted the very same Speaker through a ballot. Why is it a problem now to vote for our chairs of chairs as well as our chairpersons of committees? Why is it a problem now? Why should it be an issue? And if it's all about issues of numbers, they have numbers, then their numbers must also be shown through a ballot. So that's all we are asking. Should we be killed for asking for a ballot? And it's a norm. I mean, you go to Parliament, you go to our provincial legislatures, you see this happening, and the speakers will allow members of the chambers to actually exercise their rights.
Well, Ms. Mgcina, to be fair, I can think of a number of occasions where there was a request for a secret ballot to take place, and that was not accepted by the Speakers of Parliament. So let's move on then. Ultimately, the Speaker, there is an insinuation that there was something a lot more sinister at play, in that even the request for this ballot to be held in secret came in at the 11th hour. You were part of those meetings that were planning for this council weeks leading up to that sitting. Why is it that it seems the first time any mention of the secret ballot was made was during that sitting, when there's also an understanding of the fact that it requires a lot of other logistics to be in place in order for it to be carried out successfully?
I'm not sure what sinister tendencies were actually presented there. I did not see anything. All I have seen in that council is that councillors requested for a a ballot, and that was rejected. And as to whether there were meetings prior to that, I am not privy to that information. I don't know any meeting that said and then decided on the ballot, because
does a secret ballot not require the IEC to be present?
We always have the IEC in place. It does not really take council the whole day to prepare for a ballot. It doesn't. We have our officials are always ready to actually, because they know that anything in council can happen, especially when we are to elect. When you elect, you must expect elections to be done through a show of hands and through a ballot. And the speaker and his officials must be ready for any type of voting. So we expect that the speaker would and will be ready, like he was ready in the previous meeting, like council was ready in the previous meeting. He must always be ready. Council must be ready at all times. So we expected them to be ready. And there's nothing sinister about that. It is actually our right as councillors to ask for a secret ballot, and that's what we have asked for.
All right.
And I'm not sure why is it really causing so much attention, which is so unnecessary.
You've made that point clear. Do you believe that the reaction of your councillors was justified?
I believe so.
How can it be justified? How can the assault of other members of council resorting to violence because you are not happy with the way in which the speaker, who is acting in his discretion, has made a decision, how can the resorting to violence be something that is justified?
I am not sure the violence you're referring to, and don't take me wrong. I don't entertain, I don't promote violence, for sure, but I do promote and encourage fairness.
Yeah, but ma'am, we're watching the visuals of the scuffles that took place. There are people that have gone to the police station to lay charges after they say that they sustained injuries. We're seeing visuals of the blows that were...
on that day. No one was injured on that day. No one was injured. If you go through the videos that were shared throughout social media, no one was injured. I did not see anyone was injured there. And if there's somebody who was supposed to be injured, I was supposed to be amongst those people to be injured, because I was sitting right in the front there. So if there's somebody who was injured, really, it is a shock to me. It is a surprise to me. I am not quite sure. It's shocking, actually. I've never seen anyone in that chamber.
So are you saying that you're not aware?
Beaten or something.
Are you saying you're not aware of the councillors, the DA councillors who've gone to open charges, who needed medical attention after being injured in that scuffle? And of course, there are others from different parties as well. They were together when they opened these charges with the police.
I'm not aware of them. If that was the case, I mean, we're supposed to be, we're together in that chamber. We're gonna see them. We're gonna actually call our own EMS in the city to come and attend to them. But that was not the case. And hence I was asking, why is the DA opening cases against us? For what? For what exactly? Because no one was actually beaten there. We did not see anyone. If somebody was to be beaten there, I take it was going to be the speaker. And the speaker was not beaten because he was the actual person who was denying us our rights to vote through a ballot. So no one was actually injured there.
All right.
I did not see anyone, to be honest. I did not see anyone.
All right.
I'm not sure why have they opened cases as well, and against who, I'm not even sure of that.
Let's leave it there for tonight. Thanks for your time, Eunice Mgcina, and of course she is with the ANC in the Johannesburg Council.